This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Trevor's tested waters help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Trevor's tested waters help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and that's what we're doing for Thursdays. I'm going to say MLB games, but we always play it by ear when we start recording this. So we're going to see what we wind up with today. But to do a quick recap, typically, even though this show that I've been doing for over a year now, the Monday through Friday play of the day, something just moved to my trash can. That was weird. I think there's a ghost in this room. So what we typically do with the play of the day is the show is very profitable over the course of the entirety of it. And when we have losses, we learn from those losses. Like, hey, okay, we picked something on a show. Why didn't it hit? And it's every episode's a learning opportunity. If something did hit, and this is not just with a show, this is with your betting in general. You should always look at things when they hit. Okay, why did this bet hit? Because I looked at XYZ and ABC. Why didn't this bet hit? As long as you are learning from your losses, you're never 100% losing. If you're losing and you're like, bad luck or whatever, which could be the case essentially, if you're not looking into the losses, which is the bare minimum that you should be doing, then you're bound to repeat your mistakes. Now, the reason I bring this up is because that's how we view the losses on the show. However, yesterday's show was more my fault and less a learning experience, and I'll explain why. Which you kind of already know if you pay attention to everything. So we did 3 picks yesterday. We did Arizona spread, which hit. The spreads are still hitting, constantly hitting. That's where you see the hundreds and hundreds of screenshots from the spread predictor. It's still printing money, and we haven't missed a spread pick on the show in, I think, over a week now. But on the other 2 picks, Chris Bubik over strikeouts. He wasn't a trifecta. We said he wasn't a trifecta. The sportsbooks favored the under, but for whatever reason, we still put him in because he was versing the Yankees, and the Yankees are a very high strikeout team. But he wasn't a trifecta, so we forced him in. And you can call it a learning experience, but I shouldn't have forced him in the first place. And we've learned that in the past, you don't force non-trifectas. And here we are. We had a loss there because we forced a non-trifecta. So that's on me. And the other thing that's on me is Chet Holmgren. I wanted to put an NBA Finals play in. There wasn't anything that was extremely sexy, nor was there any trifectas for NBA. Across the board, I don't think. But I wanted to put something in for Game 3. And so Chet's what we wound up with. I completely forgot that Chet Holmgren is on our NBA ban list. That is my fault because I have memorized all of our MLB ban list, pretty much our WNBA ban list, and I thought I had our NBA ban list memorized. But as soon as the video dropped, maybe like an hour afterwards, somebody's like, oh, so we're playing somebody on the ban list? And I was like, wait, what? And I look at the channel. The ban list, these are channels in the Discord. And Chet Holmgren is on there because he's not consistent. When he's supposed to do something, he doesn't. And when he's not supposed to do something, he does. Which is what we saw yesterday game. This man had a PRA line of, I don't even know, like 21.5, 20.5, somewhere around there, right? Actually, I think it was 23.5. And he was at 21 PRA like at halftime. He was at like 15 PRA at the end of the first quarter. So that is not part of the learning experiences. I should have paid attention to the NBA ban list because we would have never played Chet. And then I shouldn't have forced a non-trifecta strikeout play because we would never have played Chris Bubik. But moving forward, we have to make sure, and this is not just a show, this is you and your betting in general. You have to make sure that you aren't forcing things just to put things in. If I want to do an NHL Finals or an NBA Finals, just to get something in there because that's the hot ticket item this week, if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. But I will take the blame for your Bubik loss and for Chet Holmgren because we shouldn't have played those anyway. And if you completely did not watch the show, and you paid attention to our ban list and our rules, you wouldn't have locked those in anyway. So the only people that lock that in is people that watch the show. So that's on me. But we're going to make sure that we don't avoid the ban list and we don't lock in non-trifectas. Thursday, June 12th, we're going to start with strikeouts. We have no NBA Finals games today. There was one yesterday, and we have no WNBA games today. Oh, speaking of WNBA, so there were two teams in the history of the WNBA, and you would probably be shocked at how long the WNBA has been going on for. But in the history of WNBA, I don't want to say it's been going on for I'm going to say longer than you think it has. There has only been, I think, 7 teams in the history of the WNBA that have started off 9-0. Or 8-0. Maybe it's 8-0. And so that was the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx team. Both of those teams this year started 8-0. And the Liberty are now 9-0. And the Lynx actually got like massive upset last night. I think it was the Seattle Storm that beat them. So they are no longer undefeated. But I've been saying since like the first or second game of the season, the New York Liberty are going to go undefeated. Since they added Natasha Cloud, I do not see them losing a game. The entire season, like full sweep, they're going to have the 1972 Miami Dolphins perfect season, which has never been done in any basketball league in the world, to my knowledge. But yeah, so go Liberty on that. And I'm sure when they lose, everybody's going to hop in the comments like, ha, they lost. Yeah, they're still going to win the whole shebang regardless. But yeah, no WNBA games today. But they're still doing that Commissioner's Cup where it's like a mid-season tournament like NBA does as well right now. Okay, so we did our normal 3 minimum line, 17 difference, and we have 3 pitchers today popping up as trifectas, or as that filter. Now we do our trifecta check. Andrew Heaney, not a trifecta. His line is 3.5. His projection's at 4.4. That's a 0.9 difference. Doesn't count. Will Warren is technically a trifecta. 4.5 strikeout line. Projection is 5.61. That is a 1.11 difference. However, so that is a strikeout, or that is a strikeout trifecta. But he's versus Kansas City, and we don't go over strikeouts against Kansas City because, as you see here, it is red, which is a warning sign. When you see a stop sign, what do? You stop. When you see, why is the stop sign red? Because it just means stop. Same thing with the tools on our app. When you see red, it means stop. Kansas City is the 29th least strikeout team in the entire season and 27th least in the last 3 games on average. We go down one more, and we have Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray is a trifecta. Sportsbooks are favoring the over, minus 160 over. His line's at 5.5. His projection is at 6.55, which is a 1.05 difference. Sonny Gray is a very weird person. I don't mean personally, because I don't actually know him personally. But Sonny Gray, as you see in this graph, is very hot and cold. When there's been times we've locked him in, typically always lock him in as an overplay. I don't think we've ever locked him in as an underplay, and he hits. And then there's times we lock him in as an overplay and he doesn't hit. And so he's very interesting. There's one of our Discord ambassadors, Stephanie, is like Sonny Gray's on our poop list. And what that means is that she just avoids him completely because he's very wishy-washy. And when we have said on the show, oh, he's a trifecta, we're going to avoid him because he's very wishy-washy, that's when he hits. And when we lock him in, that's when he doesn't. But his strikeout rate versus righties is 23%, and if versus lefties is 29.7%. Remember, the minimum we look for when we go over strikeouts for any pitcher is that this number here, which is K percentage, it's a strikeout rate. That means he strikes out 29.7% of lefties that he versus, or plate appearances against lefties, and 23% against righties. So he checks those boxes. Now, it says that he has a 75% head-to-head. So he has versus Milwaukee this season, back on April 26th. Only got 4 strikeouts against them. His head-to-head against Milwaukee is 75%. So it looks like this season he's versus them once, only got 4. Last season, it versed him 3 times, got 12, 6, and 7. And then the season before that, he versed him, looks like it 4 times, 6, 6, 5, 8. So something else to pay attention to is the trends. So the trends are those colors that you see here. You can see those on the screen, right? Yeah. Milwaukee is right there in the middle. They're 16th overall this season in strikeouts. But look at this little number here. Not only is it green, but it's literally the number 2. They, over the course of all MLB teams, in the last three games played, only one team in the entire league has struck out more than the Milwaukee Brewers over the course of the last 3 games. And I'm actually curious to see who's number 1. So we sort by last 3. Oh, they're actually tied for first. Yeah, the Chicago White Sox are the most strikeoutiest team over the last 3, and I think they're listed first because their season is slightly higher than Milwaukee, but Milwaukee's tied. They've averaged 12 strikeouts over their last 3 games. Their last game they had 9 strikeouts, but they have averaged 12, so they're striking out a lot. He is a trifecta. He's been pretty weird this season, hot and cold. So I think what you do when you're not 100% in love with something, you have, there are options. So we can play Sonny Gray as the play of the day, but because we know he's hot and cold, which you see here, it's literally hit, miss, hit, miss, hit, miss, hit, miss, hit, miss. Spanning out over, including the handful of games from last season. Like last season, he was on fire. Like he had, what was it? For the last month of the last season, he only missed this line 1 time. So he's got strikeout stuff. But this season, it's very hot and cold. So we could fade him completely, but if we do want to lock him in, we just do less of what we would bet if there's somebody we're in love with. So a question that is often asked from the people that are actually applying themselves and trying to learn, trifectas and bankroll management, our 20-80-20 rule. A question I get asked every once in a while is, okay, if I'm doing an 80% safe play, or if I have this much money, if 80% is this much money, how much money do I put on the safe bets? How many safe bets do I do? How much money goes on each one? And it all depends on what you find, what you like, and how much you like it. So let's say, for example, you have $100 in your bankroll. 20-80-20 rule means you're only betting $20 today at max, and then 16 of that 20 is on the safe stuff. $4 of that 20 is on 3 to 6 pick parlays. So let's focus on that $16. Now, if there's only one thing you like, you can, if you want to, put $16, put the entire 80% allotment on one thing. If there's 3 things you like, you can divide it by 3, or you can just segment a certain amount of money to which ones you like the most. So when we come to Sonny Gray, and we know he's hot and cold, but we know that everything on the site right now, on the app, says that he should get 6 strikeouts. I mean, his accuracy is also 63.2%, which is decently high for a strikeout accuracy, even though we know he's hot and cold. With the safe amount of your bankroll, remember that we're talking about the 80%, which in the $100 bankroll scenario is $16. Just do less on Sonny Gray. Doesn't mean you have to completely avoid him. If he's a trifecta, if everything makes sense, but maybe he's on your personal ban list. And you should have, and I guess you don't really should. You can have a personal ban list. Like, oh, this guy never works out for me. And if there's something on the app that says, hey, he looks pretty good, if you want to play him, just play him less amount of money. So if you normally would do, based on your bankroll management 20-80-20 rule, let's say you want to do 3 different people, $5 each. I would probably do $3 on Sonny Gray, and then you have $2 extra to split between the other two plays if you like them more. So there is the three main options you have with betting is to go one side, to go the other side, or to fade completely. And fade, which is another question I get asked because not everybody knows what fade means with sports betting. That means just don't touch it at all. There's more, it's not just black and white with those three options. You can still bet. If you don't want to fade completely, you can still bet, but just change the amount you're going to put on them. If you don't like something as much as you like something else, but you still want to bet on it, and it's not you forcing something, it's something that makes sense to bet on, just put less amount on it. Risk less money on that situation. But I think what we're going to do here is it's going to be a Sonny Gray kind of day. I'm going to check to see if his line's lower anywhere else, which is something you definitely want to make sure that you are doing every day if you have the option. So yeah, his line is 5.5 across the board. And if you look at if you're in a state that has like all the sportsbook options, it looks like if you bet on any of these four here, you get paid the same amount if you win, which is why we highlight it with this green. That means if you're going to go over, you might as well get paid the most. And in theory, if you want to go under, then BetRivers has the best payout at plus 125 there. Make sure you're always using this tool if you have multiple sports books available to you. I don't think we need to... doing three... The last 2 days, we did 3 picks. 2 days ago, we had all 3, which was a great profitable day. We made a ton of money 2 days ago. And then yesterday, which was Wednesday, of course, because I told you, we forced a non-trifecta strikeout, and we put in a baneless person. Didn't work out for us. And we made some money because the spread predictor is still printing cash, but based on the show stuff, we only hit 1 out of 3. So we didn't lose all the money, but we lost a little bit. But I think that's what we're doing here today. Milwaukee tying for first, which I'm glad I pulled that up, averaging 12 strikeouts a game, and Sonny Gray's got good strikeout stuff. And I think his line is typically always 5.5. That's kind of what his line is, because you see at the strikeout rates, he's like 23 one side, 25, 26 the other side. I think that's what we're going with today. Some other things for the people who have fast forwarded to this point. I can't stress this enough. This is by far the most amount of money that I've given away for not costing you a single penny to enter. So I'm doing a $5,000 cash and prizes giveaway. You go to PlayerProps.ai/giveaway. It's in the giveaways channel in Discord. If you just want to go to the channel in Discord, it's a free channel to access. Or if you want to type that browser in your browser, on your desktop, on your mobile phone, doesn't matter. PlayerProps.ai/giveaway. The thing that I've been stressing to everybody in the Discord, and I sent you guys an email last night about this giveaway as well, is the sooner you enter the giveaway, the more likely you have, the more chance you have of winning one of the prizes of the $5,000 cash and prizes giveaway. If you are hearing this right now and you're like, oh, I'll do it later, and you forget for like a week, the sooner you enter this, the higher chance you have. And when you enter it, you'll understand by looking at all the options. You'll understand what I mean when I say that. Because there's an option where you just go to the giveaway every single day and you just click a button and it'll give you a free... all the entries are free entries, but it'll just give you a bonus entry just for going to this website and clicking a button. So you can just, on top of doing the other things, which is like, hey, follow us on Twitter, follow us on this, and you get like 10 points here, 20 points here. There's things you can get 250 points for. Not a single thing on the list that gives you entries cost you a single penny. I made sure it's all free stuff. So the people that aren't premium, you have an equal amount of chance as the people who are premium. So go through the list, get all those entries, and then the last thing I want to mention, on top of you joining the $5,000 giveaway, which if you don't, sports betting is not for you, because you have to make sure that you actually will do all of the free stuff to get as much money as possible and to learn how to bet on sports. And if you can't enter the free to enter, 100% free to enter $5,000 giveaway, then you don't have the right mindset to be betting on sports in the first place, which is one of the reasons why I do these giveaways. It shows me and it shows yourself, oh, you actually don't care enough about winning money. So that's very, very unhealthy mindset for sports betting. So you either want to bet on sports and you'll enter the free $5,000 giveaway, or you won't enter the $5,000 free giveaway, cash and prizes giveaway. And that tells you, oh, maybe I shouldn't bet on sports because I actually don't care enough about money, it's a very important mindset. You actually have to care about winning and losing to be successful with sports betting. But the last thing I was going to mention, today is Thursday. In 2 days, Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. You guys saw this last month. Every month, we're doing at least one coaching session. And the coaching session is live. I'm literally sitting here on a camera and we're going to Zoom. And if you have any questions whatsoever about how to use PlayerProps.ai or about sports betting strategy in general, I do a live coaching session once a month, at least once a month. The month of June, the coaching session is in 2 days, June 14th, Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. If there are questions that you have, there's no such thing as a dumb question. If you come in and your question is, what is sports betting? Nobody's going to laugh at you. Nobody's going to mock you. There is no trolling at PlayerProps.ai community. There's no trolling with anything. Everybody is welcome. Any skill set, any level, any question, I'm going to answer. So if you want to be part of that, in the Discord, which is the very first thing you should ever be doing with PlayerProps.ai, is getting in the free Discord and unlocking the free channels. But in the free Discord, in the free channels, there's a channel called Coaching. It just says Coaching. There's a link there. Grab your seat. I think there's like 3 or 4 seats left for Saturday. So grab your seat and make sure you show up at 1 p.m. Eastern time where, I'm just going to go through and answer every single question all of the attendees ask. So it's very important to your success. If you have questions, if you don't know how to use the app that I've built for you, 100%, there's not every single thing is crystal clear and it's all clicking. If it is not, this coaching session was designed for you. Get in the coaching session, ask your questions. You have to apply yourself. You have to make sure that if there's something you don't understand, that you are asking a question so you can understand it. I will answer 100% of questions asked, and just go to the coaching channel and click that link. But good luck with everything else you're doing today, guys. We'll see you in the Discord.